Welcome to Spectrum TV News at 4. I am Uyai Aniakan, coming to you live from Uyo, the capital city of the Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria. Let's take a look at the major stories. INEC fixes date for Kebbi, Adamawa, other supplementary elections. IU rejects purported suspension by Ward Exco. Plus,
14%.
The CCP
at one point
faces more extreme weather after tornado reportedly kills 25. We'll bring you details of these stories and more in a moment. Thanks for joining us. First in the news this afternoon is on electoral matters where Independent National Electoral Commission INEC has fixed Saturday, April 15 for governorship, National and State Assembly supplementary elections. The Commission made the disclosure in a tweet that last Monday the election in Kebbi was declared inconclusive due to breaches of electoral laws that led to cancellation of results in polling units within 20 of the state's 21 local government areas. Meanwhile, INEC's returning officer in the state, Professor Yusuf Saidu, said violence, destruction of election materials, disruption of electoral proceedings, and overvoting played a role in having the election declared inconclusive. Still on electoral matters, the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC says it has budgeted over 3 billion naira to defend the results of the February 25th presidential and National Assembly election and the March 18th governorship and state assembly polls. According to reports, several candidates who lost in the elections have filed petitions at the presidential and state election petition tribunals to challenge the outcome of the polls. Recall that the INEC chairman Mahmood Yakubu lamented that the commission was handling over 600 cases in several courts across the prosecution of election-related cases. In politics, the national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Iyorchia, has dismissed his purported suspension by a section of his ward executives over alleged anti-party activities as the handiwork of some desperate, ignorant gamblers who lack basic understanding of the PDP constitution. Ayu said this in a statement signed by his special advisor on media and communications, Simon Imobo Nswam, in Abuja today. He said the attention of the national chairman was drawn to rumors of the purported suspension. Moving away from that, Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, has said that the role of Nigerian Navy in securing the Nigerian maritime domain is yielding positive results, speaking of piracy-prone nations, including the removal of war insurance premium paid by all ships arriving in the country to foster maritime commerce and trade. Meanwhile, the Chief of the Naval Staff, Awal Gambo, congratulated the newly decorated Rear Admirals for reaching the peak of their career and urged them to justify the confidence of a proud and deserving nation. Meanwhile, the federal government has reconfirmed that the 2023 National Population and Housing Census will commence on the 3rd of May. A member of the Publicity and Advocacy Committee on the 2023 National Population and Housing Census, Dr. Garba Abati, reconfirmed this in Abuja. He said that the 3-day exercise would commence on May 3rd and end on May 5th across the country. Abari, who is the Director General, National Orientation Agency, explained that the census exercise would capture every person, household, and structure for national planning and project execution purposes. Elsewhere, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo is set to deliver a public lecture following the King's College School Annual Africa Week 2023 event in London, the United Kingdom. According to a statement released by his media aide Laolu Akande, the Vice President is hosted as a special guest by the College Africa Leadership Center ALC and will confer with top officials at the prestigious institution for his lecture. The event, which is an annual celebration of research, education, and outreach activities in Africa, is set to bring together academics, researchers, and students, offering an opportunity to hear from African scholars, leaders, and thinkers. In the meantime, the United Kingdom has said that the mission is working on the list of those it will slam with visa ban. It also said the mission had between 5 and 10 names on its list already, noting that more would be added. The Deputy High Commissioner to Nigeria, Ben Jones, made this known while speaking on a current affairs program on Nigerian information. According to him, the names of defaulters will not be published as expected in some quarters. Reacting on his Twitter handle, Fani Kayode urged the British envoy to steer clear of Nigeria's internal affairs. In a separate development, the Niger Delta Development Commission has raised alarm over fraudulent use of its name and logo by scammers using dubious websites and social media accounts to defraud members of the public. Its Director of Corporate Affairs, Abosade Ibitoye, in a statement informed stakeholders and beneficiaries of its programs that the NDDC was not in any way involved in the circulating 1,000 Naira household grants to support small and medium-sized enterprises (SMEs) by granting financial assistance to all Nigerian citizens and businesses. Ibitoye also noted that the fraudulent household grant application 2023 tagged Niger Delta Development Commission Support Fund is a scam. The Commission urged the public to be wary to avoid falling victim to the fraudulent activity by some dubious individuals who impersonate the NDDC. In education, the Academic Staff Union of Polytechnics, ASUP, has written to the Minister of Education, Adamawa, demanding compliance with the judgment of the National Industrial Court in Abuja, which sacked 5 rectors in federal polytechnics. In a letter to the Education Minister, ASUP National President Anderson Ezibe recalled that Justice Obaseki Osage sacked the affected rectors following a suit by the Academic Staff Union. He said judgment has been delivered in the suit in agreement with the union's contention that the persons so appointed do not have the requisite qualification captured in the law to be so appointed, amongst other declarations of the court. Meanwhile, the West African Examination Council (WAEC) has cancelled manual confirmation or stamping of certificates of candidates who sat for the West Africa Senior School Certificate Examination from 1999 till date. A statement by the council said this was due to the recently innovated WAEC digital certificate platform designed for a seamless and timely mode of availing stakeholders of their candidate certificate. The statement added that efforts were underway to expand the platform to accommodate candidates from 1980, and updates would be provided to the public as they become available. It further implored stakeholders and the public to utilize the digital certificate platform developed to ease the bottlenecks associated with the manual access and confirmation system. Moving on to Africa, where military and civilian political leaders in Sudan have begun talks in Khartoum on bringing the government-backed militia and the RSF under the control of the army. The talks were part of an agreement signed in December meant to pave the way for a return to democratic rule and due to be adopted formally in less than 2 weeks. Meanwhile, the army chief Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, who seized power in a coup 2 years ago, said he wants to put an end to the armed forces supporting dictatorial government in Sudan. Still in Africa, Frederick McPalm, one of the main suspects accused of attempting to overthrow the Ghanaian government in 2019, has died. Reports say he collapsed in his house and was rushed to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. McPalm and 2 others were arrested in September 2019 for allegedly plotting to destabilize the country. He was the owner of the Citadel Clinic, where security officials reportedly seized several weapons, ammunition, and explosive devices. On the foreign scene, storm has reportedly ravaged Mississippi as they struggled with the aftermath of a huge tornado which killed at least 25 people, with devastated communities bracing for a fresh bout of extreme weather. Mississippi officials say dozens of people have also been injured and the death toll could rise. The U.S. President Joe Biden has freed up disaster aid. However, the National Weather Service (NWS) warned residents of Mississippi and neighboring Alabama of potential new supercell thunderstorms that could produce a few strong tornadoes and large hail. Meanwhile, Red Cross official for Alabama and Mississippi, John Brown, said an area has been set up for an infirmary. Boxes full of food and medical supplies have been shuttled in to support storm victims who had lost everything. Still on the foreign scene, NATO has condemned Russia's dangerous rhetoric after Vladimir Putin's decision to station tactical nuclear weapons in Belarus. The organization, which is closely monitoring the situation, said the move would not lead it to change its own nuclear strategy. However, Ukraine has called for an emergency meeting of the United Nations Security Council to address the potential threat of President Putin's announcement. According to reports, President Putin said Moscow would not be transferring control of its arms to Minsk, noting that Belarusian leader Alexander Lukashenko had long raised the issue with him. Meanwhile, EU Foreign Policy Chief Joseph Borrell urged Belarus to opt out of the deal with Putin, warning the country could face further sanctions if it went through with it. Still to come in the news. Super Eagles seek redemption against Guinea-Bissau in African qualifiers second leg today. To stay with us.
Business exists only to meet the needs of the people, but there's an extra advantage if your product and services are pitched on a platform that gives you the added advantage over your competitors. For your desired return on investment and so much more, advertise on Spectrum Television, on StarTimes DTH Channel 421 and on free-to-air with a frequency of 12733. Spectrum Television, broadening your horizon.
Every day, we bring you up-to-date information on topical issues affecting the common Nigerian. From issues on politics,
hello Nigeria, I remain committed.
Security,
education, health,
lifestyle, and so much more. Join Janice Kobum and Uyai Anyeken
every weekday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Rise and Shine Daily, exclusive on Spectrum Television.
Thanks for staying tuned, and now to the rest of the news. In business, the National Insurance Commission (NICOM) has said that the oil and gas sector has recorded 36% premium retention in 2022 and ranked as the underwriting sector with the lowest premium retention in the country. NICOM disclosed this in its bulletin of the insurance market performance. According to the report, the average premium that the entire insurance companies were able to retain stood locally at 71.3% in the period under review, noting that in the face of operational challenges posed in domestic and global economies, the industry continued to post inspiring numbers in business retention, reflective of the market resilience and increasing capacity. The report further stated that the attainment was as a result of growing awareness and market expansion, as well as consumers' confidence. Still in business, the Nigerian Exchange Limited closed lower last week as investors took stock of the hike in the monetary policy rate by the Monetary Policy Committee of the Central Bank of Nigeria and continued with their profit-taking. Reports say at the end of the trading activities last week, the market capitalization declined by 13 billion naira, noting that the all-share index closed at 0.04% lower at 54,892.53 compared to the 54,915.39 that it started the week with. Similarly, all other indices finished lower except for NGX Consumer Goods and NXG Growth, which appreciated by 1.11% and 2.90% respectively. Moving now to health, a total of 922 cholera cases have reportedly been recorded in Nigeria, and 32 of them succumbed to the disease in 2023. This is according to the latest situation report obtained from the World Health Organization (WHO), who stated that the data include the suspected positive rapid diagnostic test and laboratory confirmed cholera cases, noting that the case and death numbers presented are unreliable due to differences in reporting systems and underreporting. The health body added that as of March 20, 2023, at least 24 countries continue to report cholera cases with reference to historical transmission patterns and seasonality. Still in health, the National Agency for Food and Drugs Administration and Control (NAFDAC) has alerted Nigerians to the recalled Harry Care and Deslam Pharma artificial eye drops. The recall is contained in a public alert signed by NAFDAC Director General Professor Mojisola Adeyeye in Abuja. She said that the eye drop was recalled in February due to suspected contamination with Pseudomonas aeruginosa, a highly resistant bacterium, noting that laboratory testing identified the bacteria in opened Ezricare bottles from multiple sources. The NAFDAC board added that unopened bottles are currently being examined to check whether contamination occurred during manufacturing and advised healthcare professionals as well as consumers to report any suspicion or adverse drug reaction caused by substandard and falsified medicine to the nearest NAFDAC office. In sports, the Super Eagles are super eager to redeem their image in the reverse fixtures after 2023 AFCON qualifiers against Guinea-Bissau today after failing to fly against all expectations in the first leg. Recall that the Super Eagles on Friday lost 0-1 to Guinea-Bissau on home soil, a result that left many Nigerians in shock, with a visibly NFF President Ibrahim Gusau almost tongue-lashing the players for their lackadaisical approach to the game. Speaking to newsmen before departing for Bissau, Everton midfielder Alex Iwobi admitted that he and his teammate failed to capitalize on the numerous goal-scoring chances they created in the match played at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium in Abuja. He, however, added that he was confident that they would beat their opponents convincingly in the next game. Still in sports, England forward Bukayo Saka's goal has inspired a 2-0 win against Ukraine, maintaining a perfect start to their Euro 2024 qualifying campaign. Saka is said to be one of the standout performers in Arsenal's climb to the top of the Premier League this season, and the forward was at his very best once again at Wembley. Dismissing Ukraine ensured the positive mood will continue, while England waits to resume their qualifying campaign against Malta and North Macedonia in June. On entertainment, Apple Music has announced Loisoyo Jijana as the latest featured artist in its Africa Rising Artist Development Program. The music streaming platform noted the selection for Apple Music's Africa's Rising Honor is in recognition of his impressive progress after making his debut in the mainstream pop scene. The South African singer and songwriter is said to have made history as the first South African artist signed to Republic Records in America, with singles Easy on Me in 2021 and Speak in 2022. Still on entertainment, American rapper Sean Carter, popularly known as Jay-Z, has found himself richer than ever as he cements his status as the world's wealthiest rapper. The 53-year-old music mogul is now worth $2.5 billion after Forbes updated its estimation of his net worth. Reports say Jay-Z recently crossed the $2 billion mark due to his recent sale of a majority of his 50-cent stake in the luxury cognac brand Ducey back to its parent brand Bacardi, which earned him a reported $750 million, adding that he also been riding high after Billboard ranked him as the greatest rapper of all time last month on a list of the top 50 MCs ever. And that's all we have for you at this time. Do ensure to follow us on social media. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website, spectrumtv.ng. You have been watching Spectrum TV News at 4. I am INEC, and thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of your evening.